Well, what's up, guys? So today we are out here on another you know what, or a run, right? Hello. What else are we doing out here? And for you, we got a good topic today, right? Because a big, probably the most common, arguably, the most common workout is the bench press, right? But behind, the push-up or the pull-up or the dip, right? But when you're in a weight room, I guarantee you that's probably the most talked about exercise, right? It's probably like the benchmark of strength, right? The bench press. And for you, you probably want, to get a higher bench press, right? To get stronger in that form. And who's to blame you, right? Because I've been, especially, been pressured by friends, right? To who can have the highest bench press. And, to be that dude in the gym, benching a ton of weight, right? That's what I've wanted to do, right? And that's a good goal of mine. And for you, I want you to be able to, build your bench press ability as well. And from that, I will give you 3 tips to get a bigger bench press. So without further ado, we're gonna give you tip number 1, and that is to slow down your bench press. Oh my God, I don't know how many times I see different people, right, going so fast and having super sloppy form. And, consequently, some of these people, I would know personally. And I would hear from them things like, oh, I'm hurt, right? My wrist hurts when I'm benching, my shoulder. And, I would see them in the gym and I would remember that they were going extremely fast, throwing as much weight as they can and, trying their butts off. And that's fine, but you gotta understand that that might not be the best course of action, when you're benching 24/7, because that has a time and a place, right? When you're towards the end of the workout and you want to push everything out, you want to get the rest of your energy, to eliminate it, and that's fine. But the whole time, when you're benching, you don't want to do that, right? Your body arguably wasn't made to do that. You got to be careful with it. You got to go, start off slow and then get faster, right? And reach your peak weight, then probably go down and do all that fast stuff. But, for you, what you got to do, slow down. I don't know which documentary it is exactly, but I saw these super strong CrossFitters, right? World-class athletes. And what they did one day really opened my eyes, right? Because when, I would see them at first, they were talking, and I was expecting these guys to be able to push all this weight, right? To be throwing 4 plates, 5 plates on the bench press and doing it with ease and as fast as possible, because to them it might seem like nothing, but to my surprise, they were doing much less than that. Weights, that looked almost, too easy for them, right? Puny in comparison to their massive arms and chest. And when I saw them doing these exercises, they did them very slow and controlled and balanced. And from that, it opened my eyes. I was like, whoa, that's interesting. Because, I wanted to try it out now. And when I did, the first time I went back to the gym after watching that, I tried it. And I'll tell you, there was no way I could do that at my max weight. Right, I had to bring down the weight a little bit. And even then, it felt, hard. Right, your muscles have to stabilize the bar more. They have to keep it upright. There's all different, you know, sorts of muscles now at play, right? That weren't necessarily being activated like they were supposed to. And that equates to you getting strong. Oh my God. From that, you know, you will get a bigger bench press. Of course, it'll be easier for you when you go and do it normally. Because if you can do that slow and controlled movement for 5 or 10 reps at 225, when you go, you know, to that same workout, it'll be so much easier the next day. When you do it normally, you'll probably be able to do more reps and more weight easier. And for you, that's good that you want to do that. And that will, without a doubt, boost your bench press. And from that, we will move on to the second tip, and that is to, you know, vary your exercises, right? Vary your routines, right? Don't just do bench press or just chest press. And, you know, what you want to do is switch it up. You know, go and do bench press. Go and do it with dumbbells, right? Instead of, you know, just the bar. And, you know, do it with a chest machine, right? You want to mix it up, and even push-ups, because what that will do is it will use different parts of your muscles that weren't necessarily activated before, right? Those special muscles that support you upright or support the weight and stabilize it. And sometimes when we just do repetitive movements with the same, you know, different machines and methods, our bodies can get used to it, and they will take shortcuts, right? Because they want to make things as easy as possible. And from that, you won't be growing. Your body won't be subjected to shock, because that's what you want to do. When you work out, you're going to do all these different exercises and pretty much put your body in an uncomfortable position, right? Preferably one that's never been in before, right? This super massive heavy weight. And what it will force your body to do is to grow and expand and give you the ability to do it next time or do it better. And that's good, right? Because I'll tell you, doing 100 pounds, you know, with the barbell is a completely different scenario than doing it with dumbbells, right? You're gonna find that it's harder, right? You gotta use your shoulders to keep it up. You gotta use different parts of your body. And, you know, for me, a lot of times when I would have, you know, times where I would be stuck at one weight on the bench press, what's up? When I would be stuck at one weight for a long time, I, you know, would go and do these dumbbell exercises. I would mix it up, and then pretty soon, when I went back to the bar, I, you know, would find that it would be so much easier, right? I would force myself, okay, do 100 pounds, right, with the dumbbells, and go back to, you know, the bar. And oh my God, I'll tell you that I was doing more weight from that directly because, you know, that variation, that mixing up of the routine was all I needed, right, to get, you know, that growth. And vice versa too, if you're just doing dumbbells, right, why not do the bar? Because it's different. You want to be doing different things. You don't want to keep the same routine. And for that, we will go into number 3. And number 3 is to wear protection. No, not the protection you're thinking about. Come on. But no, wear wrist wraps, right? They make those things for a reason, to support your wrists and make it easier. And another thing you could do is also, you know, do little tricks, right? Like put your feet on the bench and mix it up, right? Because that will work out different muscles. And you can even arch your back like crazy if you want to push more weight, like you see those powerlifters do. And, you know, who's to blame you, right? Find whatever, you know, different techniques or different little nooks and crannies that you prefer. And because we're all made different, but the way you bench press is probably gonna be completely different from the way I bench press or another fitness junkie. And that's fine, right? Find what you're good at. Find your best way to bench. Experiment, because for you, becoming more aware and applying these additional concepts and accessories, whatever extra things you need to grow your bench press will be beneficial. Right? It'll make your life so much easier, right? Because there were things when I started benching probably seriously like 3-4 years ago, and along the way there's so much stuff that I wish I knew now about it, right? Conventional stuff that went over my head, right? I was almost stubborn in a sense. I just wanted to do it. I didn't think too much about it, but there's a whole science to it, right? There's a whole technique that you got to learn and watch, right? You got to keep your hands parallel with your shoulders and push up, right? Not too wide, not too close together, unless you want to do a whole completely different exercise. And there's also different ways that you can grip the bar, right? You can grip it normally, right, with your hand over it like that, right? And the other way you can do it is with your hand open, right, like that, right? It's almost like the death grip, or the suicide grip, as it's called. And for me, I love it. For some reason, it makes the support of the bar feel so much better. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall out. It feels like it has more support, more leverage behind it. And I find myself benching more weight that way and feeling less wrist pain and other complications that may arise. So for you, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it like that, but take that into account. Try it, experiment, and learn. Because that's the main gist of it. You want to do new things and figure out what you can do best at bench press, because it's a whole complex science behind it. It's not just a simple act, but there's more to it. So for that, we hope you enjoy these 3 tips. And yeah.